So ultimately what happened was, after about a week of the Zig conference, he got the idea that he wanted to go and buy some suits. He bought 2 very nice fitted suits. He actually had to put a down payment on these suits, over $700. And he had them fitted. Obviously, he couldn't have them fitted on himself, but he bought 2 smaller suits. And the person selling the suits said, "Tom, who are you buying these for?" And he said, "Well, I'm buying them for myself." And the guy who was selling the suits had to hold back the laugh because he just couldn't believe it. Tom was still over 400 pounds at the time. But what's very interesting about this behavior is that Tom was investing money into his future identity. He was not investing money into his current identity. And he was actually saying, in a very real way with his words, what he was going to do. There's a few things that are very powerful about this. Number one is that the story that he was telling to the clerk was a story based on his future, whereas all of the stories he had previously been telling people were based on his past. He was explaining himself in former conversations, "This is why I am the way I am." Now his story was, "This is who I'm going to be." And there's a lot of really interesting science behind the idea of spending money on your goals. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been getting my PhD in organizational psychology, and one of the research studies that I did was studying the difference between wannabe entrepreneurs and actual entrepreneurs, people who had been successful. And I asked them a bunch of questions, trying to figure out what is the difference between these two populations. And one of the questions that I asked the wannabe entrepreneurs and the actual entrepreneurs was, have you ever had a point of no return experience? And almost all of the wannabe entrepreneurs said no. A lot of them hinted to the idea that they hope to have that experience one day. Almost all of the entrepreneurs said yes.